Hi, my name is Michael Glassford. Thanks for joining me. We're here to talk about life, your life, my life, and the company life. You'll find that the puns abound, but that's okay. When you name a company life, you're going to get the jokes like that. But jokes aside, we're here to talk about a few things. There's a place for everyone in this presentation because we all shop, we all go out and buy things, and there's an opportunity for those that buy things like us to make money while we're doing it. There's also an opportunity to share the app, share this company, and make money from that as well. And then finally, if you're a business person, if you're an entrepreneur, have your own business, there's an opportunity that we'll share with you within this presentation that will allow you to use this app for your own business. For example, I'm a lawyer and I use the app in my law office to help my clients make more money, find more meaning in their lives, and live the life they've always wanted, just like the screen says. So there is a place for everyone in this presentation. If we're going through some information that may not be your cup of tea, just hold on. We'll get to the part that interests you, and in the end, we'll wrap it all up. There was a movie that came out in the 90s called The Matrix, and don't want to spoil it if you haven't seen it, but there was a world where people were being taken advantage of for as resources for something else. The world that people knew really wasn't what they thought they knew. And while that was a science fiction movie, we really do live in a world like that today, a financial matrix. We live in a place where we are trapped or enslaved in a financial matrix where they exactly where the people that designed this want us to be. Now, we're not talking conspiracies. You can do that all day long, but we are talking about facts. And here's the facts. Every household has dreams. You have dreams, I have dreams. And as I talk to people and share this concept with folks, I'm finding that our dream tanks are extremely low, or we've actually ejected them from our homes. We don't even dream anymore. And it reminds me of another movie from the 80s. I'm a child of the 80s, right? Uh, Never Ending Story. You remember that story? Everyone stopped dreaming, and Fantasia was being attacked by this thing called the Nothing. And as the Nothing overcame dreams, people in the real world were suffering from it. And that's another movie, but I think it's applicable here because as we stop dreaming, our lives, they ramp down. That we don't have as much meaning. We don't have as much joy and satisfaction. We need those dreams. We need to have them. We need to work towards fulfilling them. And what's going on in this financial matrix is what you see on the screen. So we have jobs, 9 to 5 jobs. We go to work and we trade time for dollars. We put those dollars in buckets and carry them home as fast as possible. And for the most part, that's been how all of us have been taught how to provide for our family. But you see on the side of the house there's these huge pipelines that have been built into each one of our homes, yours and mine. And the first one is taxes. We're paying a third of what we make to taxes, if not more. Then finally, but there's inflation. They don't even talk about that. Quantitative ease and all of these fancy money terms. We never even hear that, but we know it's out there. We know that the dollar today isn't worth what it was 10 years ago. And then debt payments. So we have these huge pipelines that are sucking out our resources from our home, from our dream tank, faster than we can carry it home in buckets. And this is the problem that we all face. So we're taught to go to school, to get an education. That's nothing wrong with that. This is the only thing that you can invest in and not lose from an outside force like government or from third parties. We can always invest in this, but we're taught to go get an education and get a job and then work that job our entire lives. And this is the 45-year plan, the plan of the matrix, because when we plug in, we get that job, we are in our 30s, we're making more money than we've ever made, and then all of a sudden we plateau. And the reason for the plateau is a few. We were at our best. We're at the top of our game, but also we get a few raises from here and there, but we also are having to adjust for that inflation that we talked about. And so we find ourselves pretty stagnant until the end at 65, if we are able to retire at 65. And then all of a sudden we're asked to live on a half to a third of what we used to make, which usually was never enough. So this has become the American dream, the hope of the world, the richest nation ever. We're all living in abject poverty almost. And this chart comes from the U.S. Census Bureau. At age 65, when we're all supposed to be retiring and realizing, the fulfillment of our dreams and our careers, it says 62% of us are broke. I think that's a little fuzzy. 28% of us are dead. 5% of us are still working, and only 4% are financially fit, with 1% of us being wealthy. That is the facts. That's the status quo. Are we okay with that? No. So the company Life is not okay with that as well. So let me talk a little bit about them, and then we'll jump into what the super app is and what it does for us. So Life is headquartered in North Carolina. It was founded in November 1st, 2011, so 8 years old. And in that time, in the first 7 years of its existence, it focused on the things that would help bring financial freedom. The three keys to wealth, which are education, leadership, and entrepreneurship. And when you learn how to harness those things in your life and be financially free, then you can live the life you've always wanted. And so for 7 years, they sold $500 million. That's $500 million of product, CDs, if you remember those, audios and books and tapes and things that would help people learn these skills to free themselves. And they were very successful at doing that. And in fact, they're a debt-free company. Well, the founders of Life, Orrin Woodward and Chris Brady, that wasn't enough for them. They want to reach 1 million people. They want to reach millions of people. And these guys are thought leaders. They're influential in not only this community, but in the world. In fact, so much so that Inc. magazine just named them 2 of the top 50 most influential leaders in our world. And that's a huge deal. No other company out there, not Apple, not Amazon, no one has 2 of their leaders on that list, and let alone any direct sales kind of company. So it's a really big deal that they're there, and it gives us a reason to take the next step, to listen to what they have to say. And there's a bunch of other fascinating things about those 2 individuals that you can read about, you can Google, but we'll carry on. But that's just a little bit about the company. Because when we decide to work with somebody, if there's a problem in the program or the system, we can work with that, we can fix that. But if there's a problem with the person we're working with, then there's not much you can do about that. So we're off to a good start with people that really do have a good plan and a good future for themselves and for us. So we'll talk a lot about matchmaking today, and we're not talking about romantic matchmaking. We're talking about a business principle that's fantastic in the market right now. Matchmaking is one of the biggest business tools that if a company is using successfully, they are having a lot of success. And the first company I want to talk about is Airbnb. So remember when this came out, if you have a bedroom to share, then you can rent it out and make some money at your house or your rental home or whatever it may be. If you live in an exotic place or where you live downtown somewhere, you can rent a space out. And at first I was like, ew, I don't want to stay in a stranger's house. But the idea caught on. And here's the cool thing about matchmaking that I want to point out. Airbnb doesn't own a single property. They don't have to pay a maid. They don't have to pay taxes and real estate. They don't have to clean it. They don't have to stock the towels. You think of all the infrastructure that goes into a hotel industry. Airbnb does none of that. They're an app with a couple of nerds in the background making sure that the app works. There's nothing wrong with nerds, but I'm just saying that's all that it takes. A few guys and women in the background making sure the app works. There's no thousands of staff. There's none of that. But this company, because they're a matchmaker, bringing people that need a place with people that have a place, is $1 billion company. Billion. Over in 10 years that they've been around. Another company that's been successful at doing this is Uber. Another great idea, right? Let's get in a car with strangers. But it took off, and Uber doesn't have to own a car. They don't have to do any maintenance on your cars. They don't have to have fleets. They just sell your back seat. They say, hey, if you want to make money, you can sell your back seat So we have people that need a ride with people that have a ride. And Uber was born. And again, this matchmaking concept for just an app made Uber a $1 billion business. So why do we bring this up? Well, because two reasons. But the one first, I want to point out that Airbnb and Uber are a very small percentage of the market share. So if we polled the audience, maybe 5 to 10% of you have used Airbnb in the last 30 days. And maybe it's a little bit larger, 20% of you have used Uber in the last 30 days. So it's not a whole lot of us using these services. But even still, at 20%, this is $1 billion industries. So the idea of the super app is, again, matchmaker. We can matchmake retail merchants and customers together. And for the retailers, we can bring them loyal customers, and we can help them have ways for secure payments. For consumers, we can also give them great deals, give them cash back, and then also a way to have secure payments. And there's 6 C's that are going on with this app. So matchmaking is one of the really hot items in business right now. We'll talk about a few others. So first, cash back. When you shop at these places, we've contracted with places like Disney, Home Depot, Lowe's, Sephora, Ulta, Krispy Kreme. There's nothing like biting into a jelly donut saying, I'm getting cash back right now. But that's the case. We've contracted with these companies, so instead of them spending a lot of money on advertising, they can know that we're coming because they're on the app, and then they pay for that. And it's way far less expensive than advertising. And they're going to give us a share of that. So we get cash back on average 5 to 10% on all the merchants that are on the app. And that's about 270 plus and growing merchants. So that's really exciting. But wait, there's more. You see crypto assets there. I've always wanted to say that. But wait, there's more. Crypto assets are called Dibs on the app. And this is a financial fitness company. We want to teach people to shop and be financially fit at the same time. And it's always better to do cash purchases and not do emotional purchases, right? Rather than a credit card purchase and we'll pay for it later. So there's a place on the app where you can upload your cash. It's called your e-wallet. When you use that e-wallet, you're rewarded with Dibs, with this cryptocurrency. So if Disney's 0.9% on the merchant's cash back, and I use my e-wallet, now I'm getting 4.9% cash back in Dibs. You know, there's just a benefit for spending the way that we should already be spending. So that's available on the app. Then there's coupons on the app. You know, I'm not a big coupon fella. I've never gone and clipped coupons and took them to the store in my little coupon wallet and pulled out the deals as I was there. That was just never appealing to me. But now there's an aggregate coupon company that does that right on the app. So you can use your coupon, get the discount or the offer on that, and then use the app on top of that. And this is a really awesome way for local businesses to get involved because they can be on the coupon for free. So we'll talk about that if you're interested at the end. Next, you see the word cruise there. So gamification is another really big business tool right now in the market. So we talked about Matchmaker. Now let's talk about gamification, a way to earn something, to experience something. Airlines have been doing it for years, where you get air points and you can air miles and you can go places for free. But not only that, as you earn these points and rewards, then you get special experiences. You get special rooms where you can wait for your flight. You get food. You get to feel important. And so gamification has taken hold in that arena, but also in the corporate world. You know, everything's a game at work, and we want to make points and achieve things. You know, you can see it in Harry Potter and the House Cup. So gamification is a big part of our society. And with the app, not only are you using it to buy the things that you're already buying, you're getting cash back on those items, but now you can earn your way towards a free cruise or trip to Hawaii or wherever they choose to go that year. So that's really awesome, and you can just see it ticking, you know, getting closer, and that's part of the app. So the next step in the app, the next C, is content. And the app has really become, because again, this is a financial literacy and leadership company, it's an appiversity in your pocket, a university in your pocket. I like to say appiversity, it's fun. But really, it's a learning center. You can plug into it, you can learn about being a better business person, being a better leader, being a better person, being more financially fit. And there are self-help topics for whatever your interest is in. And so that's a really cool opportunity just by having the app in your pocket. And last, compensation. So when I talk to people and I scroll through all the many places that you can shop, and Ulta and Disney, Sephora, Home Depot, Lowe's, Applebee's, Chili's, the list is goes on and on. I said, do you have friends or neighbors that shop at these places? Well, yes, we do. Of course, everyone says yes. Everyone knows people that shop at those places, right? Especially during the holiday seasons or birthday seasons, or there's times when we ramp up and even spend more. So everyone's shopping at these places, yes. So of those people that that are shopping at these places, do you think that they would appreciate getting cash back when they spend money on stuff that they were already going to buy? Well, sure, they would love that, right? Everyone says yes to that too. And do you think those people getting cash back would love an opportunity to win a vacation that most of the time people can't even afford to go on? Well, yeah, that's awesome, right? That's just an added bonus. So it's yeses across the board. And in reality, we share things, on social media, in person, for three basic reasons. We share it because we learned something, we share it because it made us laugh, or we share it because it elevates our status. It makes us look better, feel better about ourselves for sharing it, or just makes us look better. I mean, that's just how we're wired. So we're going to be sharing the app regardless, whether we are members of Life or not, because it's just really cool. But if everyone's saying yes, doesn't it make sense to share it and get paid, get compensated for that? Because that's also available. And we'll talk about that as well. So let's back up a little bit and talk about the platform of the app. And really, this is what the app is. It's a platform. There's not one product that's being offered on the app by us. We don't have to put our name behind anything. If there's a hot item, we can sell it. If not, we can pull it off. And so platforms have a longevity that products don't, because products are going to get commoditized. It's going to be copied. It's going to be duplicated. It's going to come out of favor, and the next hot thing is going to come. That's how products are built and designed and fall away. If I ask you, when did Google come out, or Facebook, or Amazon, you may know the date. You may know it's been a couple decades or years or whatever that may be. But if I ask you, what was the product? What was the hot cell phone that was out when those platforms were launched? You may be hard pressed to find out. You might Google it, and you'll see that the iPhone, the first iPhone, or a Motorola Razr, or the Nokia, the one with the little snake game on it. Those were the products that came out when the platforms were released. Platforms are still around. The products are gone. So there's a lot of power in being involved with a platform like this. And the first stage of the platform, again, I'm sorry it's a little fuzzy, is the merchant side. We've already talked a lot about it, the cashback opportunities at places like Outback and Chili's and Sephora and IHOP and Ulta, AMC Theaters, Buffalo Wild Wings. You can read through the blur there. Lots of opportunities to go and shop at places you already shop. The next part of the platform is the marketplace. And the marketplace is poised to be like Amazon. If there's something that's awesome, we can sell it on the marketplace. But to be on the marketplace, we've contracted with the distributors to give us a percentage back, more cash back than the average merchants. And so instead of giving free shipping, we're just getting cash back, a lot of cash back, and we're earning trip credits as well. So the marketplace has the potential to be huge and really rival business models like Amazon, because instead of giving the money to the companies and to the platform, it's giving it to the people that are sharing the platform. That's really cool. And that's growing even as we speak. Zoom is coming online in a few weeks. And when that comes online, we're going to be able to get quite a great value for Zoom for very little, and we get paid for it as well. So be watching for that. And finally, the main products. Like I said, the Appiversity, the university in your pocket. Life still sells all of the products that made them famous, that made them the company that they are. And so you can see what's going on. You can learn about financial fitness and personal development and leadership and entrepreneurship the things that really help us unplug ourselves from that financial matrix. For 7 years, the financial green box, they called it. It was the financial program, like a Dave Ramsey kind of program that helps teach you financial literacy and to work on getting out of the financial matrix. That was $140 for 7 years. Now it's a part of the $30 subscription. And you can plug into that and really take advantage of that knowledge and that information to for yourself and your family. And there's also Rascal Radio, which is pretty darn awesome. It's like live radio, but you can choose the topic and the speaker, and it's leadership in your pocket. So you can always be listening to edifying, uplifting, good information that's going to help you in your personal life and your business life, rather than negative, tearing down kind of news and radio, which, let's face it, we're all just tired of that. So we've talked a lot about pipelines and pipelines coming out of our house and draining our dream tank. Let's take a minute to talk about pipelines coming into our house. We all know that residual income, money that's coming whether we're awake or not, is the way to get ahead of the game. And we want to reduce the pipelines leaving the house. We want to understand taxes and pay our fair share, but not any more than that. We want to understand inflation and do things to hedge against it. And we want to pay down our debt so we don't have that pipeline leaving our home. And we want to increase our income by having a residual coming into the house, because we're no longer having to carry buckets home. We're no longer having to trade time for money. We can live the life that we want, knowing that the money's coming because of what we've built. So that's really exciting. And compensated community. Compensated community is part of the design where we can build together, where we can have volume of customer volume, personal volume, and group volume, and benefit, all of us benefit from having that community together. And this is a little bit of what that looks like. Won't focus a lot on that, on this aspect of it, but you have Frank and Beth, and they decide to share it with you. So now you have the app and you're on Frank and Beth's team. You've held your spot. You're helping build volume, and now you're in a position where you can help build teams and communities. But before you do anything, Frank and Beth go and bring in Bobby. And Bobby's really excited and he's ready to get going, but then you bring in John and Tanya, and then Frank and Beth bring in Jen. You see how everyone's working together to make their teams a lot larger and more volume coming in, until you see a team like this going on. The most exciting thing about this is that Frank and Beth are incentivized to help you and Bobby and John and Jen succeed. They don't really get paid full compensation unless they're helping you get paid full compensation. And so this team building, this team community emerges, and it's a really neat opportunity, not only for the life business, but for building community, building leadership, and building relationships that will help you in all aspects of life. And this is a little bit of what it looks like. You come in, you bring in 10 people on your first team, and then 5 people on your second team. And those first 10 really could come in without your help. And you go out and build 5, and then they help and build more. And it just starts growing from some schematic like that to this. It doubles, and you see the compensation doubles. And then even 50 and 25, now we're talking about $1,500 to $2,000 a month. And for most people, that's their rent or mortgage payment. What would it be like to not have to worry about knowing that the house will be paid for this month? So as you grow and as you build the community, the opportunities become greater and greater. And for some people, that's really exciting. For some people, are like, well, that's really not for me. So hold on, if you're that person, the second person, because there's another thing that I'd love to talk to you about. But before we go there, let's talk about the Fun in the Sun cruises. So on the app, you can be earning your way towards a cruise. Also in the company, when you have been at that leader level, that 50 and 25, 8,000 points for 6 months to a year, you're going on that cruise for free anyway. So then you can use your trip credits to upgrade your room or save them for the Hawaii trip. So it's all about community. And the idea of going on a cruise alone is really fun. But what if we went on a cruise with our friends? that's usually not something we do because it's really expensive. But in this community, we can go with everyone because we've all earned our spot to be there. So that's something to look forward to. Let's talk a little bit about that opportunity for you as a small business owner. And there's a lot of life distributors out there, a lot of people that will teach you about the app, and a lot of people that will get you going on all these amazing things. But our team in specific will help you understand as a small business owner what you can do to leverage this tool in your business. So over here are all the cool things that we've already talked about. The app, um, cash back and cryptocurrency and all the cool things that the app does. But over here, we have an opportunity to talk about how you can leverage this for your own business, how you can use it to make additional income, which is more of an affiliate relationship, a one-to-one customer to client member relationship. You can use it to reward your clients, your customers, or your employees, make an incentivized employee program. And you can use it to retain whether those customers or employees. If they're happy customers, happy employees, you don't have to spend a lot of money on training new people because you're retaining the ones that you have, or you don't have to spend a lot of money on finding new people because you're retaining your happy customers and they're referring people to you because the relationship goes on. This is what really caught my eye. I used to own a restaurant, and if you see on the bottom there, if you have a high volume of customers, at least 320. In my restaurant, we had about 2,000 people come through a month. If you get 320 people on the app, you see you can make a residual of $3,600. So with our team, we teach you how to do that, how to incentivize your customers, your existing customers, to get on the app and stay on the app, and then you can benefit from additional income, but also use the app to reward your customers and to retain them, and really create a loyalty that's not been there before. So that's really something exciting to look forward to as we work together. Let's just talk about what your opportunities are at this point. So we've talked about the app, we've talked about the business of the app, and we've talked about using the app in your business. So whether that fits all three of you, all three of those fit you, or just one of them as a customer, as a builder of life, or as a builder of your own business, or both, there's a place, like I said at the beginning, for everyone. Everyone can use this to their benefit. And so you can come in as a customer and use the app. That's $30 a month. Most families that spend the $30 a month are making $100 back in just cash back. So $70 back a month in on average in value. We're giving away free money, right? That's pretty cool. If you want to come in and be able to share the app and get paid for that, then you come in as a member, and that is $141.95. And that comes with a few things. Your first month of the super app, $30. It also comes with what we call the Life Accelerator, and that's a sampling of all of the awesome talks and opportunities that life teaches. It's a little library in your pocket that will never go away. It's a one-time fee of $90, and it will be there for you to learn what other opportunities, what other learning educational things are available in life. And so that's there for your benefit, that you can always listen to and plug into. Not to mention Rascal Radio, that is always on, that you can listen to and plug into, which is pretty phenomenal. And then the next thing is $21 to join the company, and then $15.95 every year thereafter that. So it's not a huge break the bank investment to start a company or invest in a tool to make your company better. And finally, it gives you 7 days of the marketing system for free. So this is more audios and more tools that you can use to build your life company or to build your own company. And it's 7 days, and then it's a subscription after that, which I really believe that while it's not required, if you want to invest in yourself, the marketing system is the first investment. It's gonna elevate your game. It's gonna elevate your thinking. It's gonna elevate how you're doing things. I personally plugged into the marketing system, started building my own life business, but I started using it in my law firm, and I was amazed how quickly I saw an ROI. I saw new clients coming in from the ideas that I was implementing. I saw new opportunities to close deals that I may not have done before. And we're talking thousands of dollars in new clients, rather than a small, slow, steady trickle of income. I saw results right away. Now, again, results may vary. I'm not promising anything, but what I do know is that as you feed your mind good information, good things are going to come from that. So your options are to be a customer, to be a member and build life itself, or be a member and build your own business, or do both. You can do it. I'm simultaneously building a life business and continuing to grow my law office, and they're really building together, and that makes me happy in the long run because I live the life that I want. I help folks in the law and help them understand estate planning and business planning, and also family issues. That's what I've always wanted to do. And so now I have the opportunity not only to do that, but to help them with another piece, to help you with another piece, which is the financial aspect of, of starting to create that wealth that we want to protect. So thank you for sharing your day with me. If you have any questions, I'll have my contact information at the end of this video, so you can reach out, and we can do a live Zoom, or we can have a meeting, or whatever you need to have your questions answered, or really just get going. Because the bottom line is there's a 30-day money back guarantee on all of this. And you can put a hamburger on the shelf there, and right here on the shelf, and look at it for 30 days and think, do I really want to have that hamburger? But I guarantee you, at day 30, the hamburger isn't going to be as sweet as it was on day 1. And it's kind of like this system too. You want to get in as soon as you can. You don't want to think about it. You want to get in and eat that hamburger. And at the end of eating it, if it was delicious and you liked it, then you got what you paid for. If you didn't, then you can get your money back. That's the best way to think about something. Get in, do it, use it, and see if it really is going to work for you as a customer, as a member, or as a builder of your own business. And I really look forward to teaching you how you can do that building part as well. It's really been profitable for me. Whether you have high volume, low volume customers, whether you're service based or whether you're product based, there is a plan that we can put together, put our heads together, and really figure out what's going to work best for you. So thank you for joining. Again, my name's Michael, and I'd love to hear from you soon.